This is my video for the two-gun action challenge match held September 18th, 2021 at the Pima Pistol Club. Today for the two-gun action challenge match, I'm using my 308 rifle that will be my DMR rifle for Desert Brutality 2021. It is a KE Arms KE25 lower with the recluse trigger and ambi controls. You'll notice the upper and lower have been lasered with dragon scales by Weeplead II. It has a Young Manufacturing bolt carrier, a Young Manufacturing free float tube, and a Brownells AR-10 lightweight 20-inch barrel, along with the Brownells 1:8 scope. And the dragon scale theme is because I custom serialized this one as Dragon 1. There are 3 targets at 175 yards. 2 of them are Q targets, which require 1 hit each, and there is 1 full-size IPSC that requires 3 hits. The shooter will repeat this from each of the 5 positions. I am shooting this stage with the scope dialed on 4 power magnification. Shooting the 308, I do have to pause just a little bit longer between sending shots. If I rush it too much, that's when I miss. The recoil dynamic on this rifle is very mild, but you can feel the heavier mass of the bolt carrier and buffer chugging back and forth between shots. I know I need to reload before I get into this last position. I stow my partial magazine in my cargo pocket because I forgot my dump pouch today. Dropping partial magazines is a penalty at this match. I am first armored and first overall on this stage. From this first position, the shooter has to get 1 hit on each of these steel targets. They then move to the VTAC barricade and make a hit on each of the 2 targets from 3 different positions. After this series of engagements, they'll go back to the cone, repeat the first engagement from there, and do this back and forth until they've engaged both targets from all 9 ports. For these sideways ports, I get the muzzle through, rotated about 90 degrees. I use my support side hand to prop up my body, but the front end of the rifle is fully supported by the barricade itself. The lower on the VTAC we go, the more you'll see I have to reposition myself for engaging each target because of the wide arc between them. It's going to get even worse as we go back and start shooting from the low ports. I know I'd end up shooting empty in the middle of this sequence from the bottom. Unfortunately, when I reload here, you're going to see that I did not seat the magazine all the way because after the first shot, I'm going to get a click. Looking at the rifle, I can see that the magazine isn't fully seated. To actually get it seated, I have to pull the bolt back, then push the magazine into place with the bolt to the rear. Downloading these 25-round PMags by 1 or 2 rounds is probably going to be my standard practice in the future, except for the magazine that I start with. These lower positions on the VTAC are the worst, particularly in Armored Division. You can't get low enough on your chest, regardless of how small you are, to really shoot the rifle sideways, going straight on prone. So in my case, I go strong side shoulder down, gets me as low as possible, but you can see repositioning my body for each hit takes quite a bit of effort. And the dust cloud between shots is just awful. You have to pause between shots to actually be able to see the targets. I'm first armored and 6th overall on this stage. This is one massive pistol stage with the targets at 15 to 17 yards. I haven't zeroed my pistol for the particular handgun ammo I'm shooting, so you'll see me fire and adjust on some of these targets. That first popper doesn't want to go down, but I hammer it and it does. The other smaller poppers, no problem. This is the most challenging target on the stage. basically a double Texas Star. So the first one went pretty quick, but the second one's a bit more unpredictable as far as movement goes. Shoot empty, do a reload. I'm going to chase these last two plates a bit because they're moving in two directions at once with the center shaft and the pivot point they're on. Finish up on the plate rack, no real problem here. I'm first armored and first overall on this stage. In the end, I'm first out of 7 in armored division and first out of 29 shooters overall. Thank you for watching. Come back again for more match and multi-gun competition content.